Hi, I'm Patrick Fulham. This is Effective Martial Arts. In this lesson, 10 ways to counter-strike when slipping a punch, and how to apply these in free sparring. Alright, so slipping and countering is a great striking strategy because you're working on simultaneous defense and offense. Now, it's a little bit more advanced than blocking and countering, but a little bit more advantageous if you can nail it right, because you're not thrown off balance by the impact of your opponent's strikes, and so you can land with greater precision, accuracy, and timing. Now, it does require a little bit more practice and skill and timing to apply successfully, but with training and with the proper methods that we're going to show you in this video, you will eventually be able to apply these techniques in free sparring. Now, before you tackle this lesson, you should be comfortable with the basic head movements, which we saw in detail in a previous video. So, quick recap, you got your slip in, slip out, lean back, duck under in, and duck under out. Now, for each one of those head movements, you have two main countering opportunities. One is simultaneous, and the other one is right after. So 2 times 5 is 10 possible head movements and counters. You should also be comfortable with the basic blocks and counters, which we saw previously, and with basic punches and punching combinations as well, so you can put all that together. Now, quick overview first. Number 1, off of a jab for her if we're in the same stance, simultaneous jab for me as well. Number 2, right after, same head movement, right after, come back with a punch with the backhand. That could be a cross, it could be a hook, could be also a hook to the body, or it can also be an uppercut. Next, off of a cross of her own, I slip out and simultaneous cross over here. The other one, number 4, is right after, slip out, and then I can come back with a lead hook. It could be a jab, it could also be a hook to the body, and it could also be a lead uppercut. Number 5, off of the lean back, she goes here, I could do a simultaneous front kick to the body. It could also be simultaneous inside leg kick or simultaneous low side kick. The counter right after off of the lean back is a cross right here, and the modified version here is to go with a power jab. Then the last 4 are from the duck under. So starting with duck under in, if the punch comes on this side, I duck under. My simultaneous counter will be a lead hook to the body, and the one right after, as I rise up, cross to the face over here. From the other side, it's the same thing, but with the other hand. So back hook to the body, rise up, and this could be a jab, lead hook, and then I can follow up with whatever combination of my choice. Now keep in mind, you can also counter off of head movements, not with a strike, but also with a takedown. So off of a slip, here I can slip in and go for a double leg or single leg takedown, or I could also be off of a hook, duck under, and go in for my takedown. Now we saw takedowns in a previous video, double leg and single leg. Check those out if you missed them. Now, before we see these techniques in more detail, let's look at the basic principles that are really important to make these work. First off, always use correct form. So make sure you're doing the technique correctly from the ground up, so you have a proper fighting stance and you're nice and stable. General rule is keep your head above your feet. So when you do the slip, you don't want your head to go any further laterally or forward than where your foot is, over here or over here. So if I go to this side, I don't want to go any further, so off base. Then you're exposed for countering and it's going to be harder to come back. So that goes forward, back, side to side. Keep your head above your feet. If you need to move more, you want to combine your head movements with steps. So if I need to move more this way, I'm going to have to step in this direction to go further so that my head remains above my feet. Same thing in the other direction, same thing leaning back, and so on. Next basic principle, which we're going to see a little bit later in the free sparring applications, is that you want to have continuous head movements, always moving side to side, up, down, forward, and back in random patterns, so you stay one step ahead of your opponent. If you stay still and you wait for the punch to move, you're most likely going to react late and you might get punched in the face. So continuous head movements is what you should be aiming for, and when you see your opportunity, boom, you land your counters. Last basic principle is what to do after your counter. So if your strike lands, you want to pursue that with a punching combination so long as you have the advantage. If the person evades or blocks your counter and starts a counter of their own, you want to be quick to retreat or cut an angle so you get out of harm's way. Now let's look at these techniques in a little bit more detail. So number 1, slip in, simultaneous jab. So I'm moving my head forward, adding power to my jab, and that could also be a jab to the body. Quick variant over here, making sure I'm protected, shoulder risen up to protect my chin. The countering opportunity right after, off of the slip in, I slip in over here. As she retracts her punch, I'm going to throw a cross, or it could also be a back hook to the chin. It could also be, if I stay low and her hands stay high, I could be hooked to the body. And I could also be an uppercut. So here, as she brings it back, I go for the uppercut right underneath the chin. Now, if you see me do it facing you, you're going to notice that my head goes to the side here for the jab simultaneous. For the cross right after, I go here. Same thing for the hook to the face, hook to the body, I'm going to stay low. And the difference is for the uppercut, as I go to the side over here, I'm going to keep my head on the side, and I'm going to pivot my shoulders around the axis of my spine to land the uppercut right underneath the chin over here. Off of the slip out is very similar, pretty much the same thing. So she throws a cross, I go this way, land a cross of my own. I can also do an overhand punch in this case, so I drop my hand and strike over here. That's going to be good for a taller opponent. I can reach a little bit higher with my overhand punch. And the countering opportunity right after is I slip, and then as I rise up, I could do a pivot and a jab over here. I could also do a lead hook, and if I stay low, I could go hook to the body, and I can still apply that uppercut, but now it's going to be with the lead. So if you see me do it from the front, very similar, slip out, simultaneous cross, right after, pivot on the front leg, jab, or pivot, lead hook, or stay low, pivot, and body hook. And if I go for the uppercut, I'm going to keep my head to the side, rotate my shoulders, and go for that lead uppercut right underneath the chin. Number 5, the lean back. So here I'm going to be, if I'm going to be wanting to lean back, I'm going to have my head about in line with my front foot. So it's very easy for me to retreat. I have a long way to go backwards before I'm off balance off this leg. The simultaneous counter, as I step back, I'm going to step my back foot in a little bit and then throw a lead leg front kick to the body as she throws her punch. The variant of this would be to do an inside leg kick over here, and I can also do a low side kick right to the knee. It's a little bit nasty. Be careful if you apply it in free sparring. You can go just above the knee to protect the knee joint. If I want to counter right after, this one is very powerful. I'm going to time and go back just enough so that I'm just at the extent of her reach, and as she brings it back, I'm going to do a cross over here right on her chin. The variant of this would be to do it with a jab, so same thing, lean back over here just enough with a twist this time, and come in with a step, power jab. And if I do it facing you, you're going to notice, lean back here, I'm tucking my chin. If I'm going to counter with a cross, I'm going to do a little bit of angle this way, so putting my body to the side and loading up my backhand, and then when I come in, powerful cross over here. And if it's with the jab, I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to extend this hand in front, bring this one back, twist in this direction, always maintaining my head above my feet. And when I come back, power jab right here. And lastly, off of the duck under, both are very similar, but depending on which leg you have in front and which side the punch is coming. So for the duck under in, I'm going to go in this direction. The punch comes. I'm going to move away from it to buy myself a little bit of time, duck under it, roll in the opposite direction, and sometimes I can step with my back foot over here. That's going to add power to my lead hook to the body while I'm low. Then when I rise up, I recover my fighting stance, and I have an angle now to hit from the side of the chin over here. Same thing in the other direction. So as the punch comes in this direction, I move away from it, duck under it, transition on this direction, and now my punch lands with my step, so it has good power. And then when I rise up, front pivot over here, I have an angle for my jab, and I could also be a lead hook over here. If it's open from there, I can follow up with whatever combination that I want. Now, to be able to apply these techniques in free sparring, you should first be able to do each one separately and very well. So with correct execution and very slowly at first. So you want to go nice and slow and be able to do each one, and then progressively increase the pace of that technique, be able to go fast for each one of those techniques. Eventually, you want to be able to mix them together and essentially go for shadow boxing, doing head movements and counters on your own. When you're ready, then we're going to apply it with a partner. So when you apply with a partner, the first step is to do head movements only. So we're going to start just with one. So she's going to do just a jab, and I slip the jab, jab, jab. When I'm ready to do this, we'll go through all 5. So the cross, slip out, lean back off of whatever punch. Lean back could be off of a jab, a cross, or a hook here, or even an uppercut, right? Duck under is going to be for the hook. So it goes this way and the other way here. Now when you're ready and you're good with each one of those head movements separately, you're going to start mixing them together. So we're going to start with just jab or cross. I don't know which one is coming. I go in the right direction. Depending on which punch she's throwing, I need to pick my direction. Here. Then you integrate slip in or slip out or duck under. So I don't know if it's a hook, I duck. If it's a hook, I duck. If it's a slip, here. Slip here. So you need to test your reaction time. Now, to be a good partner, a good rule of thumb is you should be aiming to land about 20% of your strikes. So your partner needs to be successful about 80% of the time. If you're throwing punches and they're just not slipping, you're just hitting him every time and they're not having time to react, you're going too fast. You need to slow yourself down and allow your partner to have time to think about his technique and do the proper technique. So sometimes that takes time for beginners. Okay, you need to condition yourself and go slowly so your brain has time to process the new information. But if you maintain that 20% 80-20 ratio, the person is going to be successful most of the time but still challenged, and you're going to be able to increase your skills that way. Once you're able to do all the head movements together with random punches, you don't know which one is coming and you're slipping in the right direction most of the time, you don't want to move back for this. You want to stay stationary and force yourself to just use the head movements so that you focus on that part of your training. Here. Once you're able to do that, we're going to introduce the counters. So again, one technique at a time. So for instance, the slip in. It's good if you have focus mitts for that or pads, but you can also use your hands very well if you don't have any. So slip in, she makes a target with her backhand, and I slip and counter and hit in her hand like this right next to her face. Slip out, target over here, same thing over here. Lean back, same thing. Here, counter here. And you do that for each one of the punches slowly and then faster and faster. Eventually, same thing, you can mix them together so you don't know which punch, and she always makes the appropriate target. The next step is going to be to actually practice your precision on a human body. So she will do one punch at a time and not attempt to block it, just stay there so I can practice the precision of my strike and actually touch the target. Now for a detailed tutorial on how to exactly control your techniques in free sparring, check out our safe sparring video. It's going to show you the method. But essentially I just stop my strike at the surface. So I slip in and I'm going to touch her chin, but very lightly, just basically touching. Slip out, same thing, here. Duck under on this side, I just touch and touch. And she doesn't attempt to block my counter. That way I can practice my precision and I practice my ability to control at the same time. When you're able to do that pretty well and mixing all the punches together, here, so here, counter here, counter here, duck under, counter here, and you don't know which punch is coming and you can execute your counter with good control and decent speed, then she will start blocking my countering attempt. So I slip, boom, and she blocks this one or evades that one. Here, and she blocks or slips, there we go. So we're both practicing, but she's always the initiator and she's not countering my counter. Here and here, there we go. So that allows you to see what the defense would be for your basic punches. And when you're ready, you're gonna do the head movements, counter, she can block, and then she can counter the counter. So she's always going to initiate, let's say with the jab, slip, I block, but then she counters, so I need to step out of the way. So that practices your head movements and then retreat or creating an angle. So she hits, boom, I strike, she re-hits again, I get out of the way. But she's always the initiator. Here, and I get out. Here, boom, boom, there we go. All right, so when you're able to do that, so we're getting much closer to free sparring. And the last step is essentially to do free sparring, starting with punches only. So now we can both initiate. Here, we can punch, we can block, and we can apply our head movements. Always applying the same level of control. There we go. Creating our angles, working our steps, and always using mostly head movements, but I can block as well. My hands are there just in case. There we go. And when we're ready, we can integrate kicks as well. So here, she can punch or kick. Applying my constant head movement. There we go. Always safe, so we don't feel in danger. We trust each other. There we go, the strike lands, but not too much power. There we go. Nice. Just like that. So there you have it, guys, your basic techniques, so head movements and counters, and the progression to be able to drill them individually with a partner and all the way up to free sparring. So take your time with this, be safe, really have a collaborative mindset with your partner, and with time you will be able to apply these in a real fight if you need to. So we had a lot of fun doing this video for you. Hope you've enjoyed. As always, please click the like button, leave a comment below, share this link to your family, friends, and fellow martial artists, and subscribe to our channel if you have not already. We've got tons of high quality martial arts educational content coming your way. So till next time, I'm Patrick Phillip. This is Effective Martial Arts. Remember, practice well, safety first, and use these techniques only for self-defense.